What is going on, everybody? I'm back making another video, and in today's video we got a lot of really good leaks straight from the developer himself. He responded to my video from yesterday, my top 10 best ideas for future Blade Ball updates video, and he responded to all 10 of the ideas. So if you haven't already seen that video, you kind of have to watch that one first, because I have a bunch of sub ideas for each of the 10 ideas and I go into depth on them, and that's what he's responding to. So if you haven't already seen the first video, make sure to watch that one. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So after yesterday's video, my top 10 best ideas video, the developer responded, and the first thing he said was, "Yo Alpha, it's me, the dev of Blade Ball. I'll type out some responses to your ideas." He says, "I'm Video, I'm one of the original developers, now 50% owner of Blade Ball." So that's pretty much the exact audience you were looking for in your video. Before I start talking about your ideas, I just want to quickly mention our dev team so you can understand our limits and what to expect. Me and Chunch Bunch are the owners of the game, and there are 4 developers we've hired recently. We also have a lot of contributors and 1 game manager. Our game manager, me, and Chunch all make the bigger decisions about the game's direction as such. A lot of your ideas we've talked about, and some are still in discussion, and I'll go through them one by one here. To be blunt, things that are on our Trello will essentially be 100% completed. Things that aren't won't be added probably, or haven't been discussed enough yet. So starting off with the number 10 idea that I presented, to be able to choose your emotes and maybe unlock emotes. He said that the emote wheel has been on our list for a while and it's in our itinerary. So we can expect an emote wheel in a future update. That should be nice. And then for the number 9 idea that I suggested, I said more rewards for leaderboards players. And he said more kill rewards. I think I mentioned on the sign that there would be some seasonal rewards. I do get the want for leaderboard stuff, but when you're trying to get content out for everyone, the leaderboard focus group is too small. I'll inquire into this one more with my team, but it's super likely they'll look over it and say it's a waste of time. So I'm not even a leaderboard player, so I'm not really biased on this. I can understand that he wants to appeal to the hundreds of thousands of players more than the 100 players that are on leaderboard, but there's actually a lot more people that go for leaderboard than just the people that are on it. There's thousands of people going for leaderboard, and once ranked comes out, like I hope they don't say they don't want to add cool rewards for the very top rank in ranked because it's too small of an audience, because even though there's only like a certain amount of people in the top rank or a certain amount of people on the leaderboard, there's still tons of people going for it, and you still gotta help out the people that are putting the most time into the game. But yeah, I understand where they're coming from. So hopefully they'll have a little bit more time on their hands and they'll be able to add some cool stuff in for leaderboard players and top of the ranks ranked players. And then for number 8, I said some sort of mini game to play while you wait for coins, like maybe a little 1v1 thing where you just hit the ball back and forth with your friend, just as a little bit of practice or something while you wait for the next game to start. And he said something to do in lobby. Yup, this one has no excuse and should already be in the game. I'll mention that to the group chat right now. So we should be getting some sort of little mini game in the lobby whenever you're waiting on the next game to start. If you don't have any wheel spins or any coins to open crates, there should be something for you to do. And then the number 7 idea, this is a pretty big one. I said cool game modes like multiple balls or the ball starts 5 times faster. Just different unique game modes, like just to switch it up. And he said more game modes. This one I definitely agree with, but it definitely has to be executed right. There are some game modes that are inferior to others. Nobody plays 2s and 4s. We already know this. Honestly, I feel like we should scrap 4 teams altogether and replace it with a game mode that isn't just one gimmick, but more of a standalone game mode that's just as addicting as free-for-all. Not saying that my number 7 idea is a bad idea, but you really have to nail it on the head and do it correctly. Adding a bunch of random game modes that the code base isn't ready for is a recipe for a lot of bugs and downtime that we want to spend on other portions of the game. But I do want to see at least 1 new game mode this month, so hopefully we can get that for you guys. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, don't add in the Blitz game mode where the ball starts 5 times faster, or the multiple balls game mode if the game isn't ready for it, because because a bunch of bugs isn't going to be worth it. Nobody's even going to play the game mode if it doesn't work. So I understand that. I was just throwing around a ton of ideas. Like, my video was my top 10 ideas, and then I went into a bunch of sub ideas for each idea. So obviously all of my sub ideas for each idea aren't going to work out perfectly. I was just brainstorming a little and getting creative. But yeah, new game modes really soon. That could be super fun, and I'm definitely excited for that, because nobody plays 2 teams and nobody plays 4 teams. That's for sure. Sometimes people play 2 teams. And my number 6 idea, I said that they should add in better quest or do just a complete quest revamp. And he said, better quest. From a development perspective, we want to increase retention. Quests are built to increase retention rates, and frankly, aren't really that good at it. Yeah, so far, quests, I don't think anybody even looks at their quest. Unless it pops up that a quest is completed, you're like, oh, cool, I completed one. But nobody goes for them because they give a super small amount of coins. And yeah, there definitely should be some more storyline quests, end game quests for like 1,000 kills, 5,000 kills. Like, I definitely agree that quests aren't really doing much right now. That's why I think there needs to be way more. He said, it's like progressing side quests. Nobody does them that often. We want to do something that's like a main storyline or a battle pass or seasonal pass. I think that they should do both. Most people don't like doing battle pass quests, but some people really like it. But I think they should have like a long-term, really hard quest to complete that are like high tier achievements pretty much. Like, get 1,000 wins, get 500 wins in the pro server, like really hard quests like that. And then do a season pass or whatever on top of it. I just think both would be better than one or the other. And then for my number 5 idea, I said to buff pro server coin multiplier and buff the AFK world. And he said, buff pro server coins, yes. Buff AFK coins, definitely no. AFK world was designed to get premium payouts, plain and simple, for doing nothing, so it's really viable. New players will get help in coming updates from our main storyline progression system. You have to realize that getting players to work for something and then rewarding them, they grind, they get an ability, their investment into the game. If they can just get everything AFK, they won't feel their investment and feel like, hey, I cheated the system, I won, so it's time to move on. So yeah, I definitely get that. If they're trying to add in more stuff for retention, like add in a main storyline quest that give you way better rewards, then yeah, if the AFK world was super overpowered, I completely understand. You don't want people to just get everything for sitting AFK for a few days and then they never play again. So yeah, I definitely understand that. But he also said he's going to be buffing the pro server coins. So everybody with more than 50 wins, if you're good enough to win in pro servers, you might want to start playing in pro servers, because it sounds like the coins is about to get buffed quite a bit more than just 1.2x. And then for my number 4 idea, I said trading, and I threw around a bunch of different sub ideas. That's why you kind of have to watch my first video before watching this one, because what I'm showing on the screen is just a few words. It's just the basic idea, but I went really in depth in my first video with all my sub ideas that he's going to be responding to now. So just like I said, if you haven't seen the first video, you got to watch that one. Okay, so his response to trading is, I've personally said this 24 quadrillion times, and I'm going to say it again, trading is never getting added. You can look at how many times I've said this actually in the Discord. Duping is always a problem. One big bug and the economy is done. Allowing the supply of legendary skins creates economic optimization, takes away dev time from other important features that we want to add, requires constant monitoring because of duping, and then black markets will also be required to moderate. And he said, and definitely not with abilities. So maybe, very small maybe, we could trade like sword skins and explosions in the future, but he said definitely not abilities. So trading is most likely just not going to happen, but that's fine. As long as they add in some sort of way to get the top tier abilities free to play, then I think everybody should be happy. All right, and then the number 3 idea I said is clans. And he said clans I actually haven't confirmed and haven't talked about with the team at all, and I don't know how they'll react to that one. It's definitely a cool idea. And he actually responded again later once he talked to the team about clans, so we'll get into that after we finish these other few. Okay, so my number 2 idea was ranked play. And once again, I threw around a bunch of sub ideas like 2v2s, 4v4s, all kinds of stuff for ranked play. And he said, I think it's funny that you assumed ranked play will mean 2 players in a server, 4 in a server. Anyway, yeah, I responded to him later. I know that ranked play is going to be just like a normal game with 15 players. I was just suggesting like 2v2 or 4v4 ranked play would also be a really cool game mode. But he said, we worked really hard with a good player and a lot of testers to come up with our ranked system. It's not the normal X versus X system, like 2v2 or 4v4. But I know it's not like that, but I'm suggesting that you guys add that in the future, because people are already starting to form teams and stuff in this game. So like pushing with a 4-player team through ranked play and using a bunch of different ability combos like really takes the game to the next level, in my opinion, instead of everybody just always being in a free-for-all. Because there's a bunch of abilities that you can use together as a team that are super cool. So I was just suggesting that they add in like 2v2s and 4v4s in the future, but obviously ranked isn't going to be like that at first. And then he said, also about rewarding infinity to top X players, I definitely really love that because it's free real estate for incentive, and it can make up for our pay-to-win incident. Yeah, infinity's, it was pretty pay-to-win. He's just got to convince the team on that one. Chunch has brought up the point that it'll increase the incentive for everyone, including hackers, which is a serious worry in ranked play. But yeah, you can't let hackers just scare you away from everything though. It'll increase incentive for hackers to hack in ranked play, but so like what are you gonna do? Just have no rewards in ranked play so nobody has any incentive just to keep the hackers from having incentive? Like that's just a bad way of looking at it. Hackers are gonna be a problem no matter what, unless there's just some way to prevent it. There's either a way to prevent it or catch them, or there's not. So I feel like just taking away cool things from all the players that really want to grind to the top ranks just out of the fear that hackers might have a little more incentive. I don't know. I'm just saying, I hope that they add this stuff in and they don't let hackers scare them away, because yeah, hackers will have a little more incentive, but I mean, they're going to have incentive either way. People hack in every game. So yeah, hackers may have a higher incentive, but wouldn't you want the thousands and thousands of other players going for the top ranks to have incentive as well? Like, you can't let the hackers ruin the fun for everyone is what I'm trying to say. I just really hope they add these things in, like infinity being a reward for top 1,000 players or something in ranked. I just don't want hackers to scare all these ideas away, because these are good ideas and he also wants to implement a lot of them, and I think it would be really cool for the game, especially long term. And then my number 1 idea, my best idea that I brought to him, was custom games, because you could do like 5v5 tournaments and use a bunch of crazy ability combos with your friends. And that's why I was also talking about like 2v2s and 4v4s or 5v5s, whatever it may be, in ranked play, because if you can host tournaments and do 5v5s and stuff in custom games, then that would be a perfect thing to add into ranked play later on. If people are building teams and doing tournaments in custom games, then teams are going to want to play ranked together. They're not going to want to just free-for-all. So a lot of these ideas kind of tie in together, but his response was, yup, you should expect this one soon too. I'll literally bring that up right now because you're definitely right. Custom games would go crazy. And then he said, that's it. Let me know if you see this and what you think. Everything here should be usable for a video if you'd like. And I said, I'm for sure making a video on this tomorrow. So yeah, here we are. And then also throwing back to the number 3 idea, once he talked to his team and he said they didn't really like the infinity idea, but we're going to reintroduce infinity into the free-to-play pool somehow. So sadly, they don't like the idea of infinity being a reward for like top ranked players. I just wish they weren't so scared of hackers having extra incentive, because you want to give the players extra incentive too. Like, the hackers are still gonna hack and still gonna ruin it for everybody half the time. So I don't know, you might as well add some extra fun stuff in for the players if the hackers are just gonna ruin it anyways. Like, you can't be scared of the hackers ruining it for having extra incentive. If they're just gonna do it anyways, then you're just taking stuff away from the players and hackers are still hacking. And he also said he really likes the clans idea, and that's on our list. And he really likes custom servers, so great news for you. So I almost got everything I want, except for, I guess the infinity idea. Well, and trading, but I completely understand why they can't add in trading to a game like this. That one I completely understand, but I'm gonna have to push back a little on the infinity idea for top leaderboard players. Even if it's not infinity, like, you have to have rewards for the top ranked players. Even if it's not infinity, it's gonna give players and hackers more incentive, but you can't let that scare you away from just having no rewards at all. Like, obviously infinity would be a bigger incentive than just like a bunch of coins or a cool sword, but you still gotta have rewards for the top players. You can't let the hackers scare you away. They're gonna hack no matter what. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. We got tons of exclusive leaks straight from the developer. So yeah, we got a lot to be excited about in the future updates of this game. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, comment down below what you think, and subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you all in the next one very soon. Peace out, everybody.